In recent decades, the devastation to the Brazilian Amazon by destructive land use practices has made headlines and has raised many questions about the region's susceptibility to larger scale impacts, as well as the protection that is needed in these frontier landscapes. This region has experienced a progression from small-scale agriculture to full-blown mechanized agriculture and extensive logging, and it's led to a more vulnerable transitional ecosystem where moist tropical forests and seasonally dry savanna vegetation meet. So how did it get to this point? Since the late 1960s, the Brazilian government has encouraged citizens to access new unconquered lands by offering financial incentives for pursuing large-scale ranching and agricultural ventures. Additionally, tremendous investments in infrastructure increased accessibility to untouched forests. In the last 2 decades, roughly 2/3 of all forest clearings in the Amazon have taken place within 50 kilometers of a highway, resulting in the typical fishbone pattern of deforestation that can be seen from space. So what's fire's role in all of this? Fire is an essential component of the land use change happening in the Brazilian Amazon and brings with it its own destruction. Using fire as a tool for initially clearing intact forests is sometimes the quickest and most cost-effective strategy. After a while, the impacts of fire felt at forest edges influence forest structure, increases tree mortality, shifts microclimate, and has the potential to limit biodiversity in the long run. Threats of biodiversity loss have increased in all degraded lands, leaving them balancing at a crucial tipping point. Global and regional climatic variations are increasing the severity of droughts, causing positive feedbacks to the fire regime by creating more fire-favorable conditions. Following fire events, large-scale tree mortality has the potential to increase the likelihood that native and exotic grasses will invade inward from the forest edge. As a result, the arc of deforestation in Brazil is at the highest risk of fire due to the coalescence of anthropogenic and environmental variables. With demands for a shift in land management practices at the Amazonian agricultural frontier, the trend seems to be a push for transforming the already cleared areas into ones that are higher yielding, but also maintained in a long-term, sustainable way. Seemingly simple solutions have emerged that directly call for harsher enforcement of already established environmental policies by providing incentives for landowners to protect their land rather than degrade or expand it further. But the high cost of maintaining this has proved to be a challenge. However, an emphasis in local education could be extremely beneficial in order to see longer-term changes to the way people are using their land. With a better understanding of how a landscape progressed to the point of extreme vulnerability, at not only a global scale, but a local one as well, progress could be made in the protection of environments prone to fire. If you want to know more about fire in the Amazon, check out my blog at psuamazonfire.wordpress.com. Thanks, guys!